Alright, here we are once again. You know Matt. Matt, what's going on with you now?
Not much. Just got my own toy store. A couple of my friends and I decided to open up our own store. So, yesterday we had our big grand opening. We had hundreds of people here. So, really big day for us. Today's just kind of like cleaning up and settling back down. But yeah, man.
That's right, because the herd came in, started grabbing things, putting things here and there. Yeah. I was here as well. I saw it was great. And by the way, it's Bomber. Welcome to Vegabomber land. And of course, you remember, Matt, we did a lot of discussion about Star Wars, and we're going to talk about that again today. So most of you know about Force Friday. They did that. There was a chance for marketers to have another day attributed to Star Wars so that they could then push out a lot of extra product. You guys got some of it, right?
We did. I can't remember the last time there was such, I don't know, like such just buzz around toys coming out. Like, I think it would have to be the original episode 1 when it came out in 98 or whatever. So
yeah, that
was the last time I could remember people caring this much about, hey, you can get, you know, these toys now. And it was like, I went to some Targets and some Walmart just to, I didn't really think I was going to buy anything because I wasn't planning to sit there for, you know, hours or a day in advance. So I just kind of wanted to be a part of it. Yeah. And it was crazy, man. Like, people were just, it was almost exactly like 98. Except 98, these, you know, these cheaper Star Wars figures that came out then were like mass produced. So they were just bringing them out like by the truckload. Like, oh no, we're out. There's no more. Nope. Here's some more, and they would just trot them out. People would buy those.
Dump them on us.
These are different because there wasn't as much. Like, they're not going to do that anymore. So they might put out 1 or 2 cases, and you know, people are stabbing each other using lightsabers as weapons, trying to get those 1 or 2 key figures. But
yeah,
it was incredible, man. Like, I've never, as an adult, I've never seen such a craze over toys as there was for Force Friday.
That's true, and a grown-ass man like myself actually went out and filmed it. I filmed it because I was and you can check it on another video that I'll put the link right here if you haven't seen it. But I went to a Toys R Us at midnight, and then at 6 o'clock in the morning, which means I went home for just 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then turned around and went to the Disney store here in Dallas. It's at the North Park Mall. And they had their own presentation of stuff they were putting out. So I lost a lot of sleep just so I could grab a few things for myself, but then also to film all the other people who were there like me, just trying to grab stuff, you know, like Kylo Ren and everything else. So
Kylo Ren was the one that day people were like fighting over. Like, that's the one that it was really going crazy.
As you know, what we do is we like to talk about movies, and it's been quite a summer. We're all waiting now, pretty much, for Star Wars.
We're on like that precipice of like movies completely changing. Like we were just saying, like every month or two there's going to be a really, really great movie. So once we can just get the next couple months of Star Wars, man, it's going to be Deadpool, then you know, Batman v Superman, and then, you know, then it just, I think the next one might be either X-Men Apocalypse or, I don't know, Captain America Civil War. It starts hitting, man, and it goes. Now it goes all the way to the end of the year. They're no more of this summer blockbuster stuff. Like,
that's right.
Batman v Superman went for March. So
that's right. And you know what? I applaud that, because to have something to watch in March when you know everybody else is going to take care of May, June, July for you. Why not? That makes too much sense.
I'm happy now. I wasn't so happy when they first delayed that movie.
Right. So if you notice, what we'll talk about a little bit today is that. So Avengers had their plan. Marvel had their plan. And that was to kind of tell us a lot about Avengers 2 before we saw it, Age of Ultron. And to mix reviews. But notice J.J. Abrams is not trying to stick a bunch of featurettes out there. What do you think of that?
I don't know. It's weird because they're both Disney. So I don't know what the difference is. I guess Avengers 2, I don't know, there was like this huge marketing frenzy for Avengers 2, and you knew everything, man. You had all the toys, you knew exactly what Ultron looked like, you knew what his plan was. Like, I read the whole plot, like, before it came out, like, and everything I read ended up being right, so...
Yeah.
They completely just said, you know, here's the movie. I guess they just thought no matter what, you're gonna see it, and I guess they were right, but...
Yeah. $1 billion, $4 billion, $5 billion for Avengers 2, but it wasn't even the top grossing movie this year. Somewhere out of nowhere, Fast and Furious came out. They're just a tick above.
Has to do with Paul Walker's death, I think. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
Right? Heath Ledger syndrome.
To beat Age of Ultron, like, who'd have thought that? But,
yeah. So that was a surprise. And then, of course, Jurassic World was an even bigger surprise because it jumped to $1 billion faster than the other movie has. And right now it's at $1.8 billion. It's on its way to $2 billion. And so now we think about December, and we have to wonder. I wonder what will The Force Awakens Episode 7 do?
I think that one thing you have to keep in mind is don't worry about because it's going to come out in December. Because isn't Avatar the highest grossing movie, and that came out in December? So I don't think you have to worry about that. We already know that's going to be fine. Titanic was the one before that, and it came out in December.
Yes.
So definitely don't worry about that. The movie will take care of itself. I think it's going to do crazy numbers because I think it's going to be, everybody wants to see it.
Right.
This is the first one to me that really harkens back to that original trilogy.
Yes.
Yes. So, and it's got those original trilogy characters because we got the prequels, but we didn't really get the characters that we love, like Luke and Leia,
or the stories we really need.
You got kind of like here's C-3PO, here's Chewbacca. We're like, no, we want the big three. So this is our first time you're going to see those characters, and I think the most important thing is it's going to be really good.
Yes.
So that's my feeling. So I think it's going to really, really do really well.
I think it will, and I think it's interesting that Jurassic World threw its name in the hat, I guess, and also Fast and Furious to say, we're going to challenge you for this $1 billion domination thing. But if you think about it, I don't know if we've ever had a time in movie history where you had this many movies hit $1 billion in 1 year. So we know Star Wars is going to do it. So that's going to be, 3, maybe 4 movies that'll be 4 movies that'll hit
because of Fast and Furious.
$1 billion, because of Fast and Furious. So we're seeing something we've never seen before. This is unprecedented. This many movies, blockbusters, even some that have been taking a break. There was a break between the last Jurassic World and this one, and somewhat of a break against the last Fast and Furious. But 4 movies breaking the $1 billion mark, and possibly Jurassic World might do $2 billion. And who knows? Do you think Star Wars could break $2 billion?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know what the all-time record is, but I think it's going to definitely be up there because this is everybody's waiting. I mean, I cannot remember being so ready. It taking so long. Golly, man, 2 more months. I can't remember the last time I was so excited for a movie to come out. I really want to see Batman v Superman. I'm really waiting for that. But this is just, it's on another level. It's once or twice in a lifetime level.
Yeah, and the only other movie I think that's going to come out between now and then that'll be fun is probably Spectre, the next installment of James Bond. But really, I mean, people will go see that just probably because they're bored right now. It's not a whole lot out right now. But really, what we're waiting on is definitely Star Wars: Force Awakens. So I actually will say I applaud the fact that J.J. Abrams has not given us so much stuff. I mean, notice we don't have a second trailer yet.
No, and if you look at the toys, the toys all have a little, if you buy a Rey figure, there's a little thing about each character on the back, and you read a whole paragraph about this character. You read it, you think about it, and you go, oh, okay. Well, I still don't know anything about this character. It doesn't tell you anything. They're very, 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 very careful. Like Anthony Daniels was talking about how they slapped his hand or whatever about talking about the movie. It's unheard of, the secrecy around this movie. So we have kind of an idea what we think, but I don't know. It's almost like they're throwing out red herrings or something. Obviously it can't all be true. So no matter what, we'll be surprised.
That's true, and there's a couple actors and actresses that we haven't seen anything about it at all, like Lupita Nyong'o.
We have no clue.
And I'm imagining the only reason why they're doing that is because she must be something really big that they don't want to give away. So we don't see much about her, and we don't see a lot about Poe Dameron in some places. So, and I'm sure there may be others. And
they're
actually,
all great.
Carrie Fisher. We haven't heard much about what Princess Leia is really going to do.
We don't know anything about any of it. We know that Han Solo flies the Millennium Falcon, and that's mostly it. We know. I mean, very, very. We know that Finn is a stormtrooper because that real brief clip we see. We just know so little about this movie. We know a little bit about Kylo Ren, I think, but I mean, I like it this way, man. I wish they would do every movie like this. I really, really do.
Oh, absolutely. It's the reason why, for me, the reason why Avengers 2 wasn't great but was good was mainly because I felt like I knew everything before the movie even started. I knew Vision was going to be in it. I knew everything except for just 2 things. Spoiler alert. I didn't. Big spoiler alert. The only 2 things I did not know was that Hawkeye was married and that instead of Iron Man, that Hulk and Widow, for some strange reason, were going to get together. But outside of that, every other beat in that movie I pretty much knew, and then it definitely looked like a copy of the first one, because once again, mind control. Once again, instead of Chitauri, this time we have Ultron bots. So faceless, nameless bad guys that are there to aid the big bad guy. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But, $1 million $1.4 billion where it's at.
on Avengers, yeah. I mean, imagine if that movie, which is a good movie, it's okay.
Yeah, it's good.
It's just like, imagine if that movie made that much, what this movie is going to make. Like, this is really, I think, a once-in-a-lifetime kind of movie. Like, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait.
And people will remember where they were and what they were doing when they saw this movie. And actually, to kind of go back to one of our earlier conversations, remember we weren't quite sure of BB-8. Now, what does the world think of BB-8?
I know, dude. BB-8's going to be the little star of the movie, I think. Yeah.
Right? He's probably going to be funny. He's probably going to be that thing that George Lucas was hoping that Jar Jar could be. I think BB-8's going to actually do it successfully.
Kids will actually like BB-8, and adults won't hate him.
So Lucas, I don't know, maybe you needed to kind of look at ball droids back when you did episode 1. I don't know.
Stuck together, Lucas.
That's right. That's right. So there's that, and so now, so it's great that we don't know, and yet we're getting some products and toys, and then I imagine on Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, we're going to see a bunch more toys, you think? And then do you think?
It's, the toys, the secrecy doesn't end at the movies. With the toys, a couple have leaked. I can't remember the guy's name. General Hux, maybe?
Okay.
They kind of leaked the 3rd Black Series. The next one that comes out, we know Phasma, we know Poe, but the other ones are characters. They're just aliens. We don't even know who they are. Like, do we know who Andy Serkis is playing yet? We don't know that either.
We still don't know, yeah.
It could be his character. It could be Lupita Nyong'o's character. We have no clue. I mean, and the figures are out.
Yeah.
Like, they've hit, like, Miami, the East Coast. They're out. You could go to a store and buy a toy of a character, and we have no idea who it is. Like, it's crazy the amount of secrecy on this movie.
And look at the advertising and marketing. That's what makes it even stranger.
And it's still
we're quiet about it, right? But yet they're still putting out a ton of product, and none of it's giving it up. So, like, there's the books. Aftermath is out now. The comic series that's going through. I'm reading Darth Vader and I'm reading the Star Wars one. I read the 4-part series on Lando. That was pretty good, actually. But they're still putting out tons of product, but not letting the cat out of the box.
Next week, so.
Yeah, and Rebels comes back. So, my goodness, if J.J. Abrams is doing anything right, he definitely shows you that he could keep a really good secret. And
nobody else has been able to do what he's doing. Like, they kind of tried with Batman. Like, they wanted to hide that Ra's al Ghul was Liam Neeson. Spoilers. And I think they kind of did a good job with that. But this is like unheard of. Like,
yeah. And then after that, they didn't stop there, because Disney, of course, is smart, buying Marvel, knowing that there was an expansion of all the different Marvel characters. Now we're going to have Anthology 1 with the Rogue. Was it Rogue?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
That's going to come out the very next year.
I can't. They're so smart. They're building their universe. Thank goodness that Marvel went and showed everybody that you can have 100 movies that tie into this main movie, so you can be making money here, and then, okay, we can do that. Like, Marvel laid this beautiful blueprint. Everybody's trying to copy it to an extent. Like, Ghostbusters is trying to have their own little universe where there's boy Ghostbusters and girl Ghostbusters. And now they're saying they're going to put Men in Black and 21 Jump Street in the same universe. And they're going to do Godzilla and King Kong again. So everybody's trying to copy this. And DC, obviously, they're trying to copy this idea of it's a big universe. There's a lot going on. So we're going to see Rogue One. We're going to see the Han Solo movie, the Boba Fett movie, hopefully. So I think they're really, really smart to do it the way they want, because they'll print money. They'll make as much money as they want.
Yeah.
They do it the right way.
I mean, at this point in time, what's going to happen is, are you going to be that person that didn't go see Star Wars The Force Awakens? It's pretty much going to be a given that everybody's going to go see it. Do you want to be that one person? Like, today, you can understand kids didn't maybe not have saw the original Star Wars. It came out in 1977. So anybody born, way after that, we can understand, well, maybe they've never seen Star Wars. But that won't be the case when Force Awakens comes out. I think people who aren't even fans, or maybe don't like sci-fi, I think even they're going to come see it.
It's going to have mass appeal to everyone. It's going to be like how the Avengers was times 100. Little kids could go to the Avengers and see Iron Man flying and cheer, and comic book fans could go watch the Avengers, and this is your Avengers. So you have to have that kind of mass appeal, and I think Star Wars is like that times 100.
I agree.
Here's all the characters that you loved as a kid. Now Luke looks like Obi-Wan, and here's your stuff, and then also here's BB-8 for the kid. And I think it'll be fine.
Absolutely.
I really do.
The marketing side is just ridiculous. And I've never seen someone put this much material out and still not give away any of the storyline.
Yeah, it's unheard of.
Right? So, I mean, this is one of the things where you just have to definitely applaud. So, What we want to let you know now, for sure, is that we're here at Lost Toys, and you've got to see how much stuff is actually in here. This is officially Star Wars room.
Mm-hmm.
So everything that you see in here on the walls, things that are in cases that you can't see from this view, it's here. And so, you guys, what's your hours?
We've got we're open 7 days a week, so we're open 11 to 7, but we're open every single day. We've got everything from the really, really old kind of grill pieces, like the 12-inch stuff from the 70s, all the way to the stuff that's hard to get now, like there's Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much everything Star Wars that you could want is all in this room. We have a Star Wars room, we have a DC Comics room, we have a Marvel Comics room, we've got He-Man, everything. We like to have special events, and they're always all free, so you can literally come any day of the week and hang out.
That's awesome. And then, of course, if you don't live here in Dallas, you can always jump online.
Mm-hmm. The
on
Lost
Facebook.
Toys.
Where are y'all at? Y'all are everywhere, right? Social
Yeah,
media?
we're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr. Facebook is really where we focus most of our marketing, but Facebook and Instagram are the two that we always say, make sure you check us out. And we also have a website, it's www.thelost.toys. And, man, like I said, the 7 days a week thing is really cool.
Well, we love it. We love it. Well, you know, here on Vegabomber Land, what I have is a little rating system. When I say things are blowing up, and that's if it's a good thing or things need to get detonated because, well, it just shouldn't stand anymore. And I'm just going to say, from just being here at the event yesterday and then being here now, I'm going to do this in front of Matt. I'm going to say that I think Lost Toys is blowing up. And you know, Vegabomber knows something about explosions, and this is a good thing going on here, just like the Death Star.
Death Star, son.
Death Star, son. So that's what I'm telling you now. I'm going to tell you, you need to come on in here, check it out, and ask for Matt, and you can ask for anybody, right?
Matt, Brian, Rachel, Bobby, any of us that are here.